about the cab jack?
Puts it off before. Yeah. Can't do much. Battery's probably dead by now.
Going back in. Troy's in tow. We found the problem of a disabled machine that many people have been here before on. I show you. You've seen it before in my shop. Well, it quit about 2 weeks ago, and every expert in the world was out on it. Not really. People were trying. Then I got tasked with the project just the other day, so I'll explain what I got going on here. First of all, they ran the batteries dead. We had to put batteries in it earlier. Then we found the fuel. There was no fuel. Check the obvious first, man. So, right, Troy? So Troy, being the astute individual he is, he said, Mike, let's look in the fuel tank. And it's way low and we're on a steep hill. Then we took the fuel filter housing off, took it back to the shop, and there was rubber in the, where is it? Underneath there. In the ball. So it couldn't hold any fuel. Somehow rubber got in the fuel, so now we're putting it back together and we're going to go ding, 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 fire it up. So, yeah, David. Watch this. Attaboy, Troy. All for some rubber. I'll take you back to the shop and show you that. We gotta close her up. I gotta close up the other side and close up this side. Find a spot on here. If you want, I'll just drag the tools out, throw them in the cab, up to the truck. 5 minutes. Wow. A lot of money was spent on this thing already. Well, I'm driving her out. There's a big rock to roll over here. I get used to this machine, I'll tell you. I guess I just run shit over because I'm right next to a big old maple tree. So I'm going straight. That wise of a choice either. That's my driving. I'm not a forwarder operator, but getting her done. Bear with me here. We're gonna go backwards now. This thing's fun. Sorry about that. Here we are. Rocking and rolling on the road. Fixed, man. Is it time to go, Troy?
Oh, yeah.
Okay. There she is. That's it. Do you think I should come out and clean the fuel tank tomorrow? If it ain't raining. Cut the top of the fuel tank off, wipe her out, weld her back on. No, we ain't gonna do that. Come on. All right, here we go. Get in the big Ford and get the hell out of here. Well, I just came back this morning early. I'm gonna make sure the fuel system didn't bleed back down. I'm only 5 miles from my shop. I got my little pickup. I'm gonna start it up just to make sure before I say, hey, come and operate it. So I'll fit this into that video somewhere so you can watch me. See if she fires and we'll have evidence. Huh? Let's see, we're in good shape. Okay, I'm going to give you my hypothesis on what happened. It's a theory or a hypothesis. That's a big word for me. He was on a steep grade like this. Fuel tank says it's almost full, 3/4 full. That's what I just went and checked. We're on level ground. Yesterday it was, we blew through the line by, you know, with our own lungs. And it bubbled, so we knew the pickup tube was underneath fuel yet. But in sloshing and moving, when you're on terrain like this and going over rocks, my theory is these particles we found in that sediment, in that filter head, float. They're like a neoprene, like I said, like a rubber, excuse me, but not heavy enough to go to the bottom. So they're floating on the top. This whole, they could have been there from the factory, who knows. So the fuel gauge being out, he doesn't know it. He's rolling around through the hills, climbing over rocks and stumps, and if you're in Wisconsin, it's northern Wisconsin, it's full of rocks. Anyways, I'm guessing he took in some air into the pickup, and or somehow that got in there, got into that check ball. He drove up the hill a little ways, and the engine just quit. When the engine quit, because he got a big gurgle of air, and that rubber, whatever that debris is, got into that check ball. Once the engine quit, it just self-siphoned the fuel right back out of the fuel system. Why nobody looked at that, I don't know. Doesn't matter. It's fixed. It's working. But now I just have to tell him the fuel gauge is basically inaccurate. There's less than I'm going to say less than a quarter tank in there, and it's saying 3/4. And I think in order to change the fuel sending unit, you got to take the whole cab off the way it looks, because they're probably that long, and it's way on that other side where it pivots, and yada yada yada. So we're going to go with fill it up every day or every other day or whatever you got to do. So that's my theory. So it wouldn't hold fuel pressure up to the engine when it quit, and that debris was in the check ball. Like I said, it just emptied everything right back into the tank. When I went to prime it yesterday, there was nothing there on the plunger. Nothing. Couldn't build it up. So that's why we took the filter head off, cleaned it, found that debris. So that's the moral of the story. Sometimes it's just that simple. So catch you later. Hey, and thanks for watching again. I don't know how many times I'm going to say it in this video and how many times I got to edit it out, but thanks for subscribing and thanks for watching, and we'll see you next time. And get your buddies to subscribe.